Hi tribe, we are in October. 2 more months to go and 2024 will be history. If you're wondering, where did 2024 go? Where did it disappear to? I'm here to tell you that those of us who have been taking part in the 2024 1 million emergency fund challenge are not wondering. Yeah, as we are not wondering where 2024 went, because we are literally 2 months in and we will be millionaires. 2 months in and we will have 1 million shillings in our Sanlam Money Market Fund, where we have been saving our 1 million emergency fund. So as we are not wondering, as we are happy, in fact, we are waiting for December. You know, because December, when people will be asking us, what have you achieved? I know what I have achieved. Do you know what you have achieved this year? As we know. So how have you been? How much money do you have in the Sanlam Money Market Fund that I helped you create, either at the beginning of this year or throughout 2024? You know, at the beginning of this year, we started taking part in the 1 million emergency fund challenge. And so the goal was every month we were going to deposit 83,333 shillings in the Sanlam Money Market Fund. And when I say that, of course, because I do not want people in my comment section telling me, why are you assuming that everybody can afford that? I know. And that is why even at the beginning of the year, I said that it's okay if you cannot afford 83,333 shillings per month to deposit in your money market fund account. I said that it's okay for you to do what you can with what you have, right? So even if you were able to afford 2,500 shillings per month, 5,000 shillings per month, 10,000 shillings, whichever amount of money that you can afford, I encouraged everyone to join the challenge, because as I said at the beginning of this year, that it is better for you to end the year with 200,000 shillings or 400,000 shillings or 300,000 shillings in your money market fund than to end with zero. And you know, now we are nearing almost that time of the year when people will start talking about in January. You know, Kenyans know where in January, when people talk about in January, you know, you're broke. So I said it is better for you to end the year with 200,000 than to end with zero. I also said that, you see, if you begin 2025 with 200,000 in your money market fund account or in your savings account, it is better because you'll start building from something, right? As opposed to starting January and thinking, oh, I have nothing, you know, and you feel so discouraged. So yeah, I'm very happy that there are those of you who said, yes, I cannot afford to put aside 83,333 shillings per month, but I am able to put 2,500, 3,000, and you guys have been consistent, which is exactly one of the reasons why I'm doing this video today, to give you an update about where we are at with the challenge, and at the same time to applaud those of you who've been doing awesome job when it comes to this challenge. We are in October, which means that by the end of this month, by the end of October, and I'm recording this video on 30th of October 2024, by the end of October, you should have 833,333 shillings in your Sanlam Money Market Fund account. How did I arrive at that figure? All I did is 83,000 multiplied by 10 months, because we've been doing it monthly, to end up with 833,333 shillings. Yes, that is how much money you should have in your account. Now, I wanted to read feedback from our tribe who, man, this girl is 23, and so this is what she sent me a DM through Instagram. She said, hi, I started my money market fund on 10th July. So I helped her create her money market fund account on 10th July. I started my money market fund on 10th July. Here is where we are now. I have a goal of getting to 150,000 by the time I turn 23 in November. Like right now, this girl is 22. Her current balance in her money market fund is 77,763, as you can see in the screenshot. But she has this goal to have 150k by November when she turns 23. I read this DM and was just like, I wish I had this kind of guidance. I wish I had this kind of knowledge at 23, because the amount of money I would have compounded by now. I wish I had this knowledge, but at the same time, I was so happy. I'm celebrating her, you know, for sending this feedback, and at the same time for her consistency. And so she ends the message by saying, we are cruising nicely. How are you cruising? How are you cruising? And so there's also another with Triba, whose DM also made me very, very happy. She said, hi Agatha, Thanks for the 1 million challenge. I started on April 5th. So this is also to tell you that it is not late. You can start now. I keep saying that if you start now in October and let's say you deposit at 83,000 times 3, you'll be somewhere. You know, in January you'll not start at 0. But let's go back to her DM where she says, thanks for the 1 million challenge. Started on April 5th with Sanlam and I am 100k short to 1 million. Yeah, so this one, he or she already knows that they will get to the 1 million by the end of the year. I intend to push it to 2 million emergency fund. My balance is below as proof. So her balance, as you can see, is 900,294. But for this wealth triber, I can't remember if it's a lady or a man, but for this particular wealth triber, they want their emergency fund to be 2 million. And that's a very good thing, because a lot of you ask me at the end of the year when I have my 1 million, and then what? What do you mean and then what? It is your money. But because you've asked for my opinion, I said that at the end of the year when you have your 1 million shillings, my suggestion is that is your emergency fund, because the goal of this thing was to build your emergency fund. So it's for you to sit down and ask yourself, is 1 million enough for me for my 1 year emergency fund? So for example, a million shillings might be little money for a family of, let's say, 4 children. You know, like there is mom, dad and 4 children. So a million shillings is not enough for it to be their emergency fund. So for example, for such a family setup, they probably need, like, let's say 3.5 million or 4 million. And how do you arrive at how much money actually you need for your 1 million emergency fund? Sit down, make a list of how much money you need to survive in a month, right? So how much money do you need for rent? How much do you need for groceries? How much do you need for transport? How much do you need for utility bills? How much do you need to raise your child, right? Because even if you lost your job tomorrow, you'd still need to provide for that child. So let's assume you need 100,000 shillings, right, to survive per month. Multiply that figure by 12. So in the example, that would be 1.2 million. So probably 1.2 million is enough of an emergency fund for someone like me who doesn't have a child, right, who's a single household, right? So it probably be enough for me. But for a family of 4 children and 2 parents, 1 million shillings would not be enough. So back to the question. So at the end of the year, when you have our 1 million shillings, what are we supposed to do? And then what? And then ask yourself, sit down and do the math like I've shown you, and ask yourself, and I will link a video for how to build your emergency fund, or rather how to calculate how much money you need in your emergency fund somewhere here. So yes, and then what? You go and ask yourself, is this enough? If it is not enough, keep topping up, like this wealth triber who said that yes, at the end of the year they will have the 1 million, but they will keep topping up until they get to 2 million, because then they know 2 million is the emergency fund that is enough for them. And of course, remember, even after they get to the 2 million in their emergency fund, money will keep compounding, like they will keep earning interest from that account. So yes, they may leave it at 2 million, but every month he'll find it is 2 million and 10,000. The other month it is 2 million and 15,000. The other month it is 2 million and 25,000. So one day, if for example she leaves her account for like 1 year, she'll come back and she will have so much, she'll have earned so much money in passive income. Back to the purpose of this video is to applaud those of you who've been doing very, very well in terms of this 1 million emergency fund. So there's those, but then there's a particular lady. I want to highlight her statement, and I am doing this with her permission. I literally DM'd her on Instagram and I was like, can I use your statement as an example? So she was like, yes. She was very excited. Before I show you her statement, I wanted to read to you the feedback she sent me via Instagram. So she said, hi Agatha, just checking in. And then there was the screenshot of her account, of her Sanlam Money Market Fund account. And she said, first of all, she sent me this DM on 7th of October. And she says, this is where I'm at as of October. Tunakaribia target. Because as you can see, her account balance as of that day, the 7th of October, was 857,349. So I responded to her and told her, you're such an interesting gali. Yani, you've been depositing 83,335 shillings consistently since May. So like this girl, as soon as I started talking about the 1 million emergency fund, or rather as soon as she came across my videos about the 1 billion emergency fund, she saw Agatha saying that we're depositing 83,333 shillings per month, and she was like, I'm going to do exactly what she says, right? So she was like, what Agatha says is what I am going to do. So for me, this was the most impressive thing about her deposit. Tena diligently. Ilishindikana kwenda past the 83,335 a month because of the other investment commitments I ended up getting into from this end, but nilijiambia hata iwe aje. Hata iwe aje, the 1 million challenge, I'm going to stay committed to it hadi mwisho. Nayo. As in, I just love her excitement. Like, I just love her excitement. I like the energy that you get when you know you have a backup plan. You know, like, people walk more confidently, walk with your shoulders high when you know you have a backup plan, when you know you have money, you know, when you know you're a millionaire. And so I continue to tell her, nayo, Aki, you'll be so proud of yourself at the end of the year. You'll be one of those people who won't experience brokenness in January. And your 2025 will definitely be awesome because you've set yourself up for peace of mind. Yeah, this is exactly what we are doing. It's like, yes, we might be struggling right now to put aside this money in 2025, or we might be sacrificing sherehe, or we might be sacrificing other things in order for us to be able to put aside this amount of money. But that sacrifice is going to set ourselves up for happiness and confidence and financial security from 2025 onwards. And then she said, kabisa, and I won't stop even going into next year. I'll keep saving into it, maybe not that 83,335 because I want to diversify into other assets, but I'll definitely keep contributing to it. Honestly, it's giving me a great peace of mind knowing at a familiar, if they need something, I won't be digging into my savings. Yeah, habari ndio hiyo. So people are very, very happy with their savings, and it's like most of the DMs I'm getting on Instagram from you guys, people are quoting the word happiness. I'm so happy, I'm so happy, I'm so peaceful. And that is what money does to you. And so for those of you who say money cannot buy happiness, I don't know where you are shopping, because these videos, I always want them to be practical. Let's go to my computer, I show you her statement and explain how much money she's been depositing. You'll be very impressed how much money she's been depositing, how much interest she's been earning, what is her current balance, how much money she's been deducted for withholding tax. So let's go and see. This is also a good video to help you understand how to read your Sanlam Money Market Fund statement. So the first thing here is there is a transaction date. For obviously this is when did the transaction happen, and then there's the description for what type of transaction. There's the part for deposit, which is how much money did she deposit. There's the interest for how much interest did she earn. There's the withdrawal, if any. So as you can see, there are no figures under withdrawal because this subscriber has not withdrawn any money from her account ever since I helped her set it up on May 14th, 2024. So how she jumped on this so the most interesting thing about this lady is that clearly I helped her set up the her money market fund account in May 2024, and because I think that is when she started seeing my content on Instagram, right? So when I helped her open the account, she deposited the minimum amount you need to deposit in order for your account to be set up, which is 2,500, and then she immediately deposited 328,335 because she wanted to catch up with everybody else, right? Because she wanted to be at par with everyone else who was taking part in the challenge. And then so that is when, from now at the end of that month of May, she started depositing exactly 83,335,000, and in July 83,335. In July again she did another 83,335. This is because she skipped a deposit in June. So in July she did the two of them. In August she was consistent, she did 83,340. In September she did her 83,335, and then in October, which means she's up to date, she again deposited 83,335. And then going back to how to read your statement, and so there's also the column for withholding tax. So all money market funds, right? So this is not special to Sanlam Money Market Fund. All money market funds charge 15%, or rather deduct 15% from your interest, right? Every month they will deduct 15% from your interest and remit it automatically to KRA. So first of all, remember that they're not deducting. So your investment amount or your principal is not being taxed. It's only your interest. And then something else, people usually ask me, after this amount is deducted, do I have to declare to KRA that I am investing in a money market fund? No, because this is usually a final tax. So yeah, because this is usually a final tax, it is the it's the fund manager's duty to remit the amount of money that they've deducted in tax to KRA. It is you as an investor, you never ever have to declare. So yeah, and then finally there is the running balance. Yeah, there's the running balance after she's made every transaction. So yeah, so she started in May. As I said, she deposit all that amount of money in order for her to be at par with everyone else, and then every month after that she was depositing exactly 83,335. So in May, at the end of May, of course, she had to earn some interest because she had been investing since May 14th. And so in that month, as you can see, she earned 1,430.20. And at this point, I know that there is somebody who's going to be in my comment section arguing, how can you earn that little? You know, a lot of people say that is very little money. And I will tell you this, at the end of the day, there's no free lunch in finance. At the end of the day, the amount of money that you are making out of your money market fund account, it depends on how much money you've invested and how long you have been investing. So as you can see, for this client, she had no problem with it, by the way. So this one I'm addressing people who will be in the comment section talking about I earned very little interest. So what was I saying? So you earn interest based on how much money you've put into and for how long you've been invested. So as you can see, for this client, she had only been invested in this account for 15 days, right, from May 14th all the way to 31st of May. So yeah, she was okay with the 1,430, and that is not little money. That is not little money. If that money was just in your bank account, or it was just seated under your mattress, or you had it in cash or in your M-Pesa, you'd have earned zero. So yes, this is not little money. It is enough for the days that he had been invested. And then they deducted 15% withholding tax from the 1,430, which is 214.53. And then in June, right, yeah, at the end of June, she didn't make any deposits in June, but at the end of June, she earned some interest. So now, as you can see, because she had been invested for longer, right, for the whole of May and for the whole of June, now she started earning a bit more in terms of interest. So she made 4,835.48, and they deducted 725 in withholding tax. And then in July, she made a deposit of 83,835, and then so July she made 2 deposits, right? Yeah, in July she made 2 deposits, and that's how she was able to earn interest of 6,237.86. As always, they deducted 15% withholding tax. She made another deposit in August, and then by the end of August she had made 7,416.32, and they deducted 1,112.45 as withholding tax automatically. September, she again consistently made her deposit, and then now at the end of September she had made 8,314.87. So as you can see, this is somebody who was making, in month 1 of May she made 1,430 in interest, and now in September, she made 8,314.87. Obviously, by the end of October, she'll make about 10,000 because she also made another deposit in early October, which was on October 4th. So in October, we expect that she'll make more than 10,000 in interest. And so here, as you can see, her account balance is 857,349. And then down here, there's another figure, which is uncredited interest, which is 6,769.35. Uncredited interest is interest that hasn't been yet deposited into her account, because this is the interest she's made in October so far, right? So it's not the full amount. They will at the end of the month, they will do calculations for the full amount, and then they'll deposit it automatically in her account. So yeah, as you can see, she started with what people would call little, quote unquote little, but now she'd already be making over 10,000 per month in interest. And she continued this, she can make as much as possible because of the power of compounding interest, which I will explain. Then in this video, I also wanted to show you a statement of yet another wealth triber, because I figured it's important to have a balanced conversation, right? So there are those people who are able to deposit the 333,000 per month, and therefore at the end of December they will be able to meet their goal of having 1 million shillings in their account. But I said, of course, there are other people who are unable to, and this statement is of such a person, such a wealth triber who he said he's unable to deposit that amount of money per month, but he said, I'm going to be consistent and do what I can with what I have. So first of all, I helped this because now you already know how to read this statement. I'm going to just go ahead and dive into it. I helped this wealth triber set up her account on December 13th, 2023. So this one, he joined, he set up his account at the right time, because that meant that by the time we are starting off in January, he was ready to hit the ground running and join the 1 million emergency fund challenge. And so, yeah, so when we set up his account, he deposited the minimum amount you need to deposit in order for your account to be created, which is 2,500. This wealth triber sent me an email and told me, I thank God I came across your videos on TikTok. I have exceeded my target of 200,000. I'm aiming for 300,000. I never knew I had this power in me. And then he says, Kahora nakahenya kanini, keep up the good work. Hopefully next year I will enroll in VUCA. If you've been a wealth triber long enough, I'm sure you know what he means by VUCA, but I will attach a video just in case it's the first time you're hearing. So I needed to read for you that email in order for you to understand the background of why I'm showing you this video. It's because at the beginning of the year 2024, this particular wealth triber set a goal to save 200,000. But because of his consistency and his discipline, he is surprised, right? That he is also surprised that he's been able to exceed the 200,000 target that he had set for himself. And that's why I'm showing you this statement, because now after he exceeded his target, he decided to change his goal from 200,000 to 300,000. And that is why you can see his statement here shows he has 280,051 shillings in his account. So this is definite that at the end of 2024 he'll have achieved his goal. And so yeah, so we set up his account. He deposited the minimum 2,500 needed in order for your account to be set. And then in January, at the beginning of January 10th, he deposited 50,000, and then he kept being consistent. In March, he deposited 50,000. In March, he deposited 30,000. So first of all, let me also go through the interest. So we started with 2,500. Month one, he earned 16 shillings and 50 cents in interest. I know this is very interesting because I've seen conversations on Twitter where people are bashing money market funds because they're saying, oh, I opened a money market fund account and this month I earned 10 shillings in interest. And it's like, yeah, of course you earned 10 shillings in interest because you deposited 2,500. There's no free lunch. There's no way you're going to make 2,000 from 2,500. So as I said, how much you're earning is a factor of two things: how much you have deposited or how much you've invested versus how long you've been investing. So yeah, back to our wealth triber. And then in January he deposited 50,000, and therefore at the end of January he earned 406 shillings and 11 cents in interest. As always, they deduct 15% in withholding tax. I don't want to make these videos too long, so I'm not going to read all the figures. So he kept being consistent. In March, he deposited 30,000, which is what he could afford. In April, he deposited 20,000, and also he has never withdrawn from his account. Note that under withdrawal, he has never withdrawn any money from his account, because for him, he was focused on getting to his 200,000 target. And then, so in April, in June, he deposited 20,000. In July, he deposited 43,000. In August, he deposited 40,000. Hey, his consistency. And this is a man, by the way. In September, he deposited 10,000. In September again he deposited 10,000, and in October, as of the time I'm recording this video, it is end of October, 30th of October, and he has already deposited his amount for October, which is 33,000. And so as you can see, to answer those of you who say, yes, I opened a money market fund account and I only earned 16 shillings, yes, or I only earned 10 shillings, yes, in the beginning he earned 16 shillings because he had 2,500, but after how many months? These are 10 months, right? After 10 months of being, or rather 11 months of having an account, now in September, he earned, at the end of September, he earned 2,749.99 shillings in interest, and they deducted 412 as withholding tax. At the end of the day, he started from 16 shillings to now earning 2,749. So again, factor of how much you've deposited and how consistent you are, or rather how long you have been depositing. So that is how you grow your money market fund account. So congratulations to this wealth triber and the other one. As you've seen from those wealth tribers, at first they were making very little in terms of interest, and then as days went by, as months went by, they started making more and more in terms of passive income from interest, right? And so that is the power of compounding interest. And I have a full video that explains the concept of compounding interest, what is compounding interest and how it works. You know, they say that it's the 8th wonder of the world, and I will link the video somewhere here. But yes, that is the whole concept, is that at first you're going to feel like I'm doing nothing. At first you're going to feel like this is an absolute waste of time, right? How can I be depositing money and I'm only making 200 shillings, I'm only making 300 shillings? But you need patience and time and consistency, and to keep depositing in order for you to start earning as high interest as those wealth tribers that have shown. In fact, I have a wealth triber who in September, because we haven't been sent statements for October, in September she made 197,000 in interest. I'm not saying what is her account balance. She made 197,000 in interest. You can imagine how much money she has in her account and how consistent she's been in order for her to build her account. Because with 197,000, think of it this way, with 197,000, if you're making 197,000 shillings passively, it means that for a lot of us that is enough money to survive, right? Like, and with 200k or 197,000, for most of us, even for me, that is enough money to pay my rent, to buy groceries, to do shopping. You know, it's enough for me to survive in a month. And so you've invested so much money, and in fact that is one of the definitions of financial freedom. It's where you're earning so much money from interest, that so much money passively, that amount of money you're earning passively can cover your monthly expenses. So it's like, I've achieved financial freedom. I no longer have to work. Tomorrow I can quit my job. So yeah, so that is the whole concept, in that you're employing the power of compounding interest, where every month the interest that you earned last month is deposited into your money market fund account. And so therefore in the second month they're going to be calculating how much interest you've made from your previous deposits plus the interest that you've made in all those other months. So yes, don't give up. Okay, I'm here to tell you, if you made 10 shillings because you had 2,500 in your account last month, it's time to wake up and end the year well and end the year right. So if you watched the video up to this end, I'm sure you're wondering, how can you join the 1 million emergency fund challenge? Yes, we are in October, but as I said, even if you join now, you'll have a better head start at the beginning of the year 2025. So how to join the challenge is, one, I will leave the details. I will leave a link in the description box and also on a pinned comment, where you can click that link and submit your application for a Sanlam Money Market Fund account. Because remember, we are saving the 83,333 shillings in our Sanlam Money Market Fund account. So click that link, apply for a money market fund account. If you're wondering what is required in order for you to set up the money market fund account, a copy of your ID, a passport size photo, a photo of the front side. Remember, front side, not the back side. A photo of the front side of your ATM card or even your debit card. Or if you don't have a photo of your ATM card, you can also submit a one-page bank statement, a recent one-page bank statement. And what else am I forgetting? Oh, a copy of your KRA PIN. Those are the documents that are needed in order for your account to be approved. You also need to invest 2,500 in order for your account to be approved. Remember, the 2,500 you're depositing before your account is approved, or rather when you're applying, is not an application fee. It is the minimum amount you need to invest in order for your account to be approved. So you saw the statements, the two statements, all of them had to deposit 2,500 in order for their accounts to be approved. So yeah, how are you doing? What is your progress? I want to know. Please tell me. Please share with me. Tell me in the comment section, what is your progress? How excited are you about 2025? How financially secure do you feel? And also, if you can't find it, for some reason you can't find the link in the description box or in the comment section, or in the pinned comment section, just comment the word emergency, and I will respond and share with you the guides to the 1 million emergency fund, the full guides to how money market funds work in Kenya, and also the application form for you to join us in the 1 million emergency fund challenge. I can't wait for the last 2 months. Nione the level of happiness that you guys will have because you joined this challenge. So adios.